Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Stitching. I'd like to say off the top, welcome to anyone who has come over here after watching Kai Shanae's live feed on Saturday morning. Glad to have you here. I hope you find it interesting. As I said in the live feed, I don't really teach anything over here. I just like to treat this like a virtual knitting and crochet circle. I show you stuff, you put up a video, you show me stuff, and back and forth. So let's get started. Every week I say this is going to be a quick video. This time I'm really trying to make it quick because I figure you guys don't want to listen to me ramble, and also because my air conditioner is turned off and you're going to start seeing sweat coming down my face in about 5 minutes. Also, I didn't really finish much this week. So I'll show off a little bit that I did finish and then we'll get on out of here. And then you can make a video and show me what you did. Okay, so first off, the only thing that I finished this week, and when I say finished this week, I mean an hour before I made this video because I was feeling guilty that I had nothing to show. So I whipped out something right quick. This is the pot holder. This is a regular loom pot holder. Some people call them looper pot holders. That you can buy the plastic 5 to 7 inch loom for your kids in a kit with polyester loops. This is sort of an upgrade from that. It's called the Pot Holder Pro. It's a 10 inch and it's a metal loom, and the loops are all 100% cotton, so they do feel much nicer to work with. The ones from the kids kits that I remember as a kid felt like old pantyhose, but these feel nice. um, I These loops came with the kit, so I'm using up the loops that came with the kit, so I should have one more pot holder. And then I want to make squares with Red Heart Super Saver that I have on hand to make a blanket. That was the whole reason I got the loom, was to make squares for a blanket or a skirt. So that's the only thing I finished this week. This was the project. If you're familiar with my needlework schedule, this is the project from my son Isaac's day, because Isaac was the one who bought me the loom for Christmas. And I still don't have the sock yarn for his project. My Sunday project, which is the fluffy lap blanket, I'll put links to any patterns that I have, if they're free patterns, down. Well, of course, they'll be free patterns because I don't use anything else, but I'll put them down in the show notes. Um, well, that's not true because this is technically not a free pattern. This is from a book called Weekend Knitting. It's free to me because I borrowed the book from the library. But anyway, if you'll notice, this was my Sunday project. You'll notice I'm still not any further along than I was when I showed it last time. What had happened was I cast on 104 stitches. I'm going to work on this while I talk to you. I cast on 104 stitches as the pattern suggested. I'm using a yarn called Red Heart Symphony, which is a discontinued yarn. It's been sitting in my stash for about 10 years. It was a gift, Mother's Day gift from my kids. I didn't know what to do with it when they gave it to me because I still was pretty much an advanced beginner and didn't know what to do with it. Didn't know much about yarn other than Super Saver. So I held on to it. When I found this pattern, and on Ravelry people were saying that they have made the lap blanket with this pattern, I was like, great. Followed the pattern, realized after about 3 inches that it was not wide enough to cover a lap. Looked back at the pattern, realized that the original pattern, the mohair blend in the original pattern, was a chunky yarn, and this fake mohair red heart that I'm using is a um, worsted weight, and that the people on Ravelry who have been using it have been doubling it. Okay, now I don't really want to double it because I already got in my head, since I have enough to double it. I have 4 balls, but I already kind of got it in my head that, oh, if I only use it single strand, I can make four I can make three, excuse me, with the yardage. I can make 3 lap blankets, and then I'll have one to give each of my husband's aunts, as a Christmas gift or something. So So I cast on again. I ripped it all out, which, since I only knit or crochet for 30 minutes to an hour a day, that was all of my Sunday's work. So this past Sunday, I ripped it all out and cast it back on again with 140 stitches. And so far, it looks like it's going to be wide enough. So what I'm doing is, if it turns out that it's not wide enough, then I will just use it as an old-fashioned stole, or what some people think of as a rectangular wrap, and I'll cast on another one and double the yarn, because I don't want to look for another pattern for this yarn because I want to use it up. I mean, it makes a nice, soft, loosey-goosey fabric, but I can't imagine using it for anything else, like a sweater or anything like that. I just can't imagine that. So I just want to use it up and be done with it. Okay, my other project, the Afghan for my daughter Sydney, got no love last week. Didn't even pull it out. Feel bad about that, but I didn't pull it out. My the only other project I have on the needle, well, that's not true, but the other project I had that I showed last week were the socks, the 200 yard ankle socks for my daughter who likes shorty socks. And Kai, if you're watching this, I know you're gonna laugh. This is all I've gotten done. Now this is not much bigger than what I had last week. And Kai is working on toe up socks too, and she, like, my socks are here, her socks are here, and that's her first pair of socks, and she is going to town. I've knit socks before, so I should be faster at this, but I'm not. So that's all I have as far as projects I worked on. Now, projects I'm thinking of, because I still want to do socks for my husband and socks for my son. I've been looking for yarn this week, but I want to find a cotton blend, like a cotton nylon, cotton elastic. These socks that I just showed you, excuse me, are cotton elastic, because my husband cannot wear wool. He genuinely has already tried, tested, can't wear wool. Don't know if my son can wear wool, but I'd rather not make the mistake and get it mixed up. If I just buy all non-wool sock yarn in the house, then I can make socks for anybody with whatever yarn I've got left over, and don't have to worry about remembering, is this wool, is this not wool. So I need to find some, but I don't want it to be too expensive, because that yarn, that Patton's stretch sock, I paid about $5.50 a ball for that, and that's about my upper limit for paying for sock yarn. We all know I am a big box yarn gal. I don't buy the fancy yarns. So hopefully I can find, and I've seen acrylic yarn. Some people may mention, well, how about an acrylic blend like Bernat socks or whatever? I may have to go that route, but I'm trying to find a cotton blend, simply because I just have a feeling that an acrylic sock is going to make their feet sweat. And they already have sweaty feet. They're boys, men, I should say. So, and these are socks that they'll wear to work in their work shoes. So I have a feeling that acrylic is going to make their feet sweat. So I'll try that if I can't find anything else. But as for, I also need to find sock yarn for my daughter, Maya, because I don't know what else to knit her if I don't knit her socks. She lives in a teeny tiny apartment, and I hesitate to make her a blanket or anything that's going to take up a bunch of space. So socks, she said she wants knee socks, so I need to get yarn for knee socks. Um, Also for my daughter Sydney, I already have a project, as we know, the Avatar 4 Elements blanket that I'm working on for her, but I'm thinking about putting that on hold for just a minute and working up a halter top for her, because out of my three girls, she's the one who's most likely to wear a crocheted or knitted halter top. And I've already mentioned to her, would you wear one, and showed her a couple patterns, and she said, yeah, I'd wear one. So I went out into the shed where my little bit of extra yarn is. And when I say little bit of extra yarn, I am the stitcher without a stash, so I don't have a lot of yarn out there. But I have such small storage space. This black thing you see me pointing to with my hand is my little tiny storage closet. Maybe if I turn, let's see, yeah, this is my little tiny storage closet. It's not, it's about, it's about that wide. So, and it doesn't have much yarn in it. So, but the little bit of extra that I have is in a Rubbermaid 18-gallon container out in the shed. I had to straddle a lawnmower to reach out and get this container of yarn. This is yarn that my best friend Terry brought from England when she was on vacation years ago. When she was on her honeymoon, I think she's been married 10 years. So I'm pretty sure this is acrylic. I'm pretty sure, because I lost the label a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure this is acrylic, and I'm pretty sure it looks like a DK or sport weight. I'm pretty sure. So, and I never really found a use for it either, because back when she brought me that, I used all worsted weight, so I had no idea what the heck to do with some sport weight. You know that was so I I'm gonna try to find a pattern and see if I can make her a crocheted halter top that's not too slutty. Because some of the ones on YouTube, I hate to say it, but some of the ones I see on YouTube are kind of slutty. So, and well, not slutty, but you know what? They're a little bit more revealing. Which, if I was making it for myself and I still had nice boobs, I'd go ahead and make myself a revealing tank top or halter top. But I feel a little bit like, a bad mom making a low cut top for my 20-year-old. If she wants to go with her own money and buy a low cut top, I can't stop her. She's 20 years old. But I feel like a bad mom making her a low cut top. So, but I don't want one up to here either, like the little ones that you make for the 3-year-olds. I'm trying to find something in between. So I'm thinking that's what I may do for her in the meantime, because it's summertime, and I mean we're barely hitting it, even though it's 86 degrees, probably 90 in this room. Now's the prime time if I'm going to make her something and have her have time to wear it this year. Now's the prime time to make. So that's all that I have that I've been thinking about making, other than a virus shawl, but we'll talk about that next week if I actually cast it on. The other little thing I wanted to mention in my video, as I was grabbing that yarn, as I was looking to see if I had something suitable, I looked in my storage closet first, and I pulled out a bag that I thought was something, but it turned out to be something else. And I came across what I would like to call my "What Was I Thinking" pile. Do any of you have a "What Was I Thinking" pile where you cast on something, it didn't work out, or you just got bored with it or whatever, and you didn't even bother to frog it, you just kind of tossed it to the side? That's what I have. I have tons of stuff that, for instance, look at this. This is like yarn. What do they call it? Yarn mess, yarn vomit, yarn pile. It's yarn that I think it started. I'm pretty sure it wasn't tangled when I threw it in this bag. This is the bag of what the heck. I'm pretty sure it wasn't tangled when I threw it in that bag, but it sort of found a way to tangle itself, kind of like headphones. So I'll just show you quickly a couple things in my what the heck pile. Yes, I'm adjusting my laptop. It decided to move on its own. First off is this pair of socks. I'm pretty sure I have no memory of knitting these socks. I must have knit them a long time ago because the size of the foot would not fit any of my adult children, or my late mother-in-law, who was the only other person I knit socks for. There are holes all in these socks. There's another hole right here. And I have a vague memory. I know they're hand knit because this heel, this is the kind of heel, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the kind of heel that I used to do when I knit socks. And I've never seen that kind of heel on a store-bought sock. But I don't remember these socks. Part of the reason I'm showing them is because if my daughter Maya sees this, I wonder if she remembers these socks. Because the only two people I remember knitting socks for are my daughter Maya, and the very first pair of socks I knit her, as a matter of fact, were the color of this heel. And the yarn was called Vanilla, and I think it was opal sock yarn. She's the only one I've knit socks for, so I'm wondering if I knit these for her and they got holes in them and I took them back to fix them and never fixed them. I don't know. Probably took them back because I have a vague memory of someone asking me to fix some socks, and I have a vague memory of I don't know how to darn socks. So maybe that's what these were. Why I still am still holding on to them, because they're not going to fit anybody in this house even if I darn them at this point. So what the heck? Okay. This, I'm pretty sure, and the end of this, by the way, is stuck in the yarn mess over there. I can't even pull it out. So I can't even find the end of the ball. This, I think, was meant to be a Debbie Bliss baby sweater, because I vaguely remember making a baby sweater for an acquaintance, a friend, and not getting it done in time for the shower. Or maybe I got it done but couldn't find buttons for it because I think it was supposed to have one or two buttons on it. And so I think I went ahead and started frogging it, because you can see, can you see these loops here? Where clearly I started frogging it already. But why I didn't finish frogging it and just threw it in the bag, I don't know. And finishing the sweater isn't really an option because I just saw the child in question on YouTube and I think she's 6 years old or 10 or something. Too old for this sweater, let's put it that way. So another what the heck. Another what the heck that jumped out of the yarn pile. I don't know what I was making. I know this is 100% wool that I got in a grab bag somewhere. It might have been a hat because it's not wide enough for a sweater unless I was making a baby sweater. But why would I make a baby sweater out of 100% wool when I know everybody around here is going to throw stuff in the washer and dryer and it would felt? Another what the heck. I have here, okay, these are not just what the heck, they're just, this is ugly. Okay, here's a sock where I tried to come up with a color. This sock is proof that I am not good with color combinations. Okay. This is just ugly. And my daughter just tried it on. Chloe just tried it on, and she said that the cast on I used here is too tight, so she couldn't get it over her heel. She could barely get it over her heel to put it on and off, so this wouldn't have been a wearable sock anyway. Another what the heck. This here looks like, because there's a little heel here, this looks like I started a little heel here. This looks like I started making a, well, I don't know, an infant sock. By the time I learned how to knit socks, there were no infants in my house. Why would I make an infant sock? I don't make Christmas ornaments, so this is not a Christmas ornament sock. What the heck was I thinking? Whatever I was thinking, I decided to frog it because you can see. But why didn't I finish frogging it? Another what the heck. Another poor choice of everything. Can you guess what this is supposed to be? Looks like a bag, doesn't it? No. It is it is supposed to be a slipper. And this yarn, I believe, is Red Heart Mexicana. This is just proof that Mexicana should be used in small doses. Because I like Mexicana when it's mixed in with solid black. Like if you do an Afghan or something and you have big panes of solid black and then little stripes of the Mexicana going through it, that's cool. This is an assault on the senses. What the heck? This is a waste of yarn. This is when I was trying to make um, kerchiefs, to wear over your head, kerchiefs. But I made it too long. It's too long and not wide enough up here. But, I'm so good at weaving in that I didn't bother to frog it. I don't know why. And my last, what the heck? What was I thinking? Trying to use up sock yarn. This is, if I can get it, starting to sweat, so we're almost done, people. This is, if you say a thong, ding, 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 ding. Why on earth did I knit a thong? Why? Probably this is a leftover from back in the late 90s, online, before people were doing knitting blogs, before YouTube existed. There was this mailing list, this email list called the Knit List, and there were thousands of people on it, and there was patterns with, just like nowadays, like you see a bunch of people who do the virus shawl, or a lot of people doing right now are doing find your fade, or um or the Hotel of Bees. Patterns would get popular and run through the knit list. And there was a time running through the knit list where it was kind of funny and cheeky to make willy warmers and thongs out of your leftover sock yarn. So I don't wear thongs. I don't know what made me decide to make this. Why didn't I frog it after I made it? But there you go. It's a thong. What am I going to do with it? It's in the what the heck pile. And almost all of that what the heck pile in that what the heck bag, it would probably take me the better part of a Sunday afternoon to detangle all of that. It's worse than detangling my hair. So, but one day I'm going to do it because, as I said, I don't have a lot of yarn, and I feel guilty buying yarn when I have yarn here. So if I can find a use for it, I have this urge, because except for the sock yarn and the little bit of 100% wool from the 1970s that I inherited from somebody's closet, the majority of my yarn is Red Heart Super Saver or some sort of acrylic. So I have this fantasy that one day I'm just going to turn into a blanket making machine and just make a bunch of scrap blankets. Make the ones that are rows, the ones that are mitered squares, the ones that are the little beekeeper thingies. Just use up all this acrylic scrap that I have here and start fresh, because I really want to. All this yarn that I can't figure out what to do with feels like a monkey on my back. I don't understand people. I mean, I understand it because yarn is pretty and it's fun and you want to buy it, but it would make me feel guilty to buy a bunch of yarn that I haven't used. So that's why I'm trying to use up this stuff so that I can feel free to buy yarn, because there's so many other projects that are calling my name that I don't feel free to buy yarn for, because I still have yarn in my house. It's not a lot of yarn, but it's here and I want to use it up. So anyway, if you came for the Yarny talk, we're at 25 minutes, longer than I meant to, 10 minutes longer than I meant to, but that's the end of the Yarny talk. So see you next week for more Yarny talk, or perhaps not next week. As a matter of fact, there's not really going to be any ramble this week. I'm sorry, Maya. No ramble for you this week because I don't have anything else to talk about, other than I tried a new product for my hair. Although you can't really see it, but it made my hair look more curly. Cream of Nature Curl Activator Cream. I like it. Other than that, I just want to say that there may not be a video next week because I'm probably going to go spend the weekend, have another girls' weekend with your Aunt Terry. We're planning to go see Fiddler on the Roof at CPCC on Saturday, so probably I'll go over there Friday and spend the night. So I probably won't make a video next week. But if I do make a video next week, it'll just be a short, because my phone can only make like a short 10-minute video before it conks out. So it'll probably just be a short 10-minute video saying hi, how you doing. Don't know if it'll have any stitchy content. You can see the sweat on my face. That means it's time to go. Hopefully I'll get some more stitching done in the coming week. And if I do, I'll let you know about it. Bye.